Hello and welcome. So, the cost in dollars to produce some number of designer dog leashes is C of x equals 18x plus 8. And the number of leashes sold is N of x equals 98 minus x. So, when we're looking at this, it says find the revenue function. All right. So when we're looking at this, we'd say, all right, well, revenue. Revenue is essentially the amount of money you get from the price of the dog leashes times the number that you sell. So in other words, we have the amount we're selling the dog leashes for times our number of leashes being sold, right? We're not looking for profit, we're just looking for straight revenue. So all we need to do is multiply these two functions, and there we go. So we're going to start with our C of x, 18x plus 8, times our N of x, 98 minus x. Now, these are going to be some large numbers because our first goal is then distribute to multiply these two together. Now, keep in mind, the order didn't matter. We could have put those parentheses in any order. The important thing is that we're multiplying them. All right, so first times first, we have 18 times 98. I would honestly just get a calculator for that, and it's 1,764x. And then the first times the second, so 18x times negative x, negative 18x squared. And then we go the other direction, where now it's going to be 8 times 98, so 784. And then 8 times negative x, so negative 8x. From there, we would just combine like terms to simplify, and there's your revenue function. So you only have one x squared term, negative 18x squared. That will go first. Combine your x terms together. So we have 1764 minus 8, which is just going to give us plus 1,756x. Right? And then the last but not least, we have our just constant, right? And there's nothing that's going to combine with that, so we would just add that there at the end, 784, right? Now, the next question is going to ask us to find the number of leashes which need to be sold to maximize our revenue. So hopefully you know that anything with a square on there is going to imply that it's a quadratic. Quadratic is a U-shaped graph where that you could go up or it could go down. So the first thing you'd look at is the direction of opening. What is this quadratic doing? Well, the quadratic, you can look from your leading coefficient is negative 18, which means the quadratic, the arrows will be facing downwards. So more or less on our graph, it's going to be doing something kind of like this, right? More or less, where it's going to be facing downwards. And when we're talking maximizing our profit, we're going to be talking about the X number of leashes, and our y-axis is going to be your money. So for the number of leashes that you sell, you want to make the most money, and we're essentially trying to find where is that most money going to be made. In other words, the vertex of our quadratic is what we're looking for. So we want to find the highest point. There's a couple ways to do that. You could find your two x-intercepts, add them together, divide by 2. In other words, take the average. But hopefully you remember that there is a shortcut when it comes to finding your vertex for standard form, and that is negative b divided by 2a. And that will find you the x value of your vertex, right, your h value, and that'll be your first number. And that's what this first blank is asking us for. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. The A, B, and C, the A is your number at the very beginning, so negative 18. B is our number in the middle, tied to our x, so that's 1756. So let's just calculator this. So we have, let me plug that in, 1756 divided by 2 times negative 18. Oh, and for it's negative b, there we go. All right, and we get 48.7 repeating. Now, when we're looking at this, we're thinking about dog leashes. You're not going to sell 0.7 of a dog leash, or even if your decimal was lower, if that was 0.1 of a dog leash, you would still need to sell more than 48 dog leashes. We have a decimal there. You would actually round up regardless of the number you're looking at. So we have 48.7 repeating, which means we'll need 49 leashes in order to maximize our profit, right? We're rounding up to the nearest whole leash. If your decimal was like 48.1, you would still turn that into 49 leashes because you need 0.1 of a leash, which means you just need another leash, right? So keep that in mind, regardless of your decimal, round that answer up. So you need 49 leashes. Okay, now we want to know what the maximum revenue is. In other words, we want to know the dollar signs. If we sell these 49 leashes, how much money are we going to make? Kind of an idea. All right, so to do that, we need to find the y value of our graph. And remember, this is a function, meaning r of x, that is your y value. So if you plug in the x, you find the y. And we just happen to know the x value is 49, which means that that's how we're going to find our y value. You're not going to put the 48.7 in here because you need 49 leashes, right? You can't make 0.1 or 0.9 or 0.7 of a leash. You need a whole leash. So we're going to put 49 in. All right. So you negative 18 times 49 squared plus 1756 times 49 times, I'm going to move this over, or apparently not. All right, there we go. Plus 784. That is your goal. All right, so you just plug this right into a calculator. So we have negative 18 times 49 squared, and then plus, I forgot the number already, 1756. Times 49 plus, I believe it was 784. Yes, it was. Okay, perfect. So we get $43,610. So $43,610 is our final answer. And that's going to be in money. That's going to be in dollars. Okay, we're finding how much money we're making. That's quite a lot of money. Designer dog leashes are apparently fantastic for business. So there you go. All right, and that's how you would solve all of these. And there you go. Thank you so much for watching.